Hello everyone. So today we are going to work on this complete flow and polish up the attack flow a bit. So here, as you can see, if I go to the attack mode, now I have this select target and back. So if I selected, there is a tiny animation and do the attack and come back, and we go back to the action menu. So now we have a complete cycle, but in the actual game you might need to switch to either you might need to give the turn for the NPC character to attack back, or you might need to switch to the next character in your player's party to do the attack. But right now I don't have that. I'm not ready to implement that yet. I just need a complete cycle where I can do continuously attacks. So here, do the attack, and while the attack is happening, you see the UI parts are removed apart from the health bar. So yeah, that's what we are going to work on today. Polishing up the flow of the attacks in the UI and in the inputs and everything. Okay, so before we get started, let me remind you that here is the full playlist of the series. Everything is implemented from scratch and explained. You can follow these episodes and implement everything by yourself too. And if you choose to become a member, you can get access to the project files of this project and all other thousands of projects I have done in my channel. To the date, there are 2000 videos. For each video, project files are available, so feel free to check it out. I'll leave links to everything in description below. And now let's get back to today's episode. Okay, so this is what we have implemented regarding the attacks so far. We can go to the attacks and select the target. Now I'm back here, do the attack and jumps back. But that's not exactly the way I need, because here you can see throughout the attack you can see the select target is also there, back is also there. So I don't need this UI when the attack is happening. Also I need to show some prompt. Once I press X, the attack is going to happen. So yeah, those are the things. So we are going to polish up a little bit the attack process, and also we need to add a different camera to make some dynamic effects for the camera. So instead of keeping it in the same way throughout the attack, I want to allow the character move a bit far away from the camera as it moves towards the target, and then camera should move closer when the attack is performed. Okay, now to do that, here first let me go to my blueprints and under UI select target. Let me go to the select target UI. Yeah, this one. So this is the UI that I currently have. I'm currently used for target selection and I keep it there. So instead of that, first thing is I need to show some animation to confirm that I have indeed selected to attack. So to show that here, let me get the select button and I'll blink that. Then I'll get the back button and fade it. And to register this part, I'll leave some time. Let's set a delay of, let's say, 0.4 seconds. And then I'll call this perform base attack. And as I do that, I think we should switch to another widget that is exclusively dedicated for the attack, the moment of attacks. So for that, here let's go to user interface, widget. I'll just this WBP base activatable widget as the parent, and let's call it WBP attack, because there are things like parried or blocked, and also some damage numbers. There are all kinds of things that we need to show while an attack is happening, so we might be able to use that later. Use this WBP attack later on for those kinds of things. But other than that, I don't really, for now, I just don't need anything here. I just need an empty widget. And the other thing is, yeah, actually that's all. I don't really need to do anything here right now. So here, where after I do in the target selection, I'll get HUD, and I'll call push to action a stack. Choose WBP attack. This one. Okay. Now let's see what happens. Yeah. And attack. Select target. See. Okay. It's happening. Okay. Now that we are, see, now after this, we don't have any UI elements. So maybe that is something we need to take care of. The animation was there, and we were able to get rid of the buttons when we switch to the attack widget. So once the attack is completed, we need to go back to the action widget, action UI for now. But later on, I want to switch to the next turn where the another maybe NPC or the other character on the player's party should take the turn after finishing an attack, but I am not yet ready to implement that, so I just return to the actions menu. So how do we do that? Let's go here, base attack, and here we are calling end ability. And yeah, as of now, to make things easier, I'll on end ability. I'll get this attacker and check is player controlled, because we might call this on NPC characters as well, this base attack. So we don't need, in that case we wouldn't need to make any changes to the UI, at least not yet. So if this is true, I'll get player controller, get HUD, and I'll just do push to we need to cast to turn based. We need to cast a turn based HUD, not this. And push to action stack. I'll choose actions. Okay. Now let's test. Attack, select target, do the attack, jump back, and we are on actions. Again, let's go to here, perform the attack again, do it, and back. Nice, now we have a complete cycle. Okay, The other thing is I need to have a separate camera for the attack, but maybe I'll leave that for the next episode because that's not exactly the same feature as the UI and continuity of the attack. So yeah, thanks for watching. As always, updated project files will be available for download here in the Patreon page. Link would be in the description below, and let me know if you have any questions in the comments. See you in the next episode. Goodbye.